Good morning, everyone. I shouldn't really say good morning or good afternoon. Yesterday, it is morning when I am filming this. Yesterday it was late afternoon. I am trying to readjust my schedule. I'm a night person and sometimes I'm up till 2 in the morning, sometimes even 3. I don't know why I get my creative groove then. I do. But I'm trying to reverse it because I realize with my videos they're getting up too late in the day. So I figured let's get up earlier. I love some of these ladies who are up at 6 in the morning. I've never been that type of person other than when I worked and I had to pull my few early mornings at Winners. Then I'd have to be up at 5:20 to be on the bus to be at work by 7. Well, I started at 7, but I always arrived early, had a tea and things like that. But I've never been a morning person, never liked mornings, never. Maybe when I was a kid, but that didn't last long. So I set my alarm for 9 a.m. I know for some of you, you've been up a long time before that. But I'm bad for a snooze button. So I snoozed till 9:45. And then I got up and did, wash my face, brushed my teeth, cleaned up the kitty cats' food and bowls and refed them for the day for their morning meal. Made myself a beautiful tea, had some yogurt, and we're going to begin the day. And I've been contemplating because I noticed my views are down in my videos, and I know that I'm still kind of trying to get this in the right place so you're seeing the best view. I thought putting it higher was better, but it wasn't yesterday, so I apologize for that. I'm trying this again to see if I can get the best positioning. And I'm working to get that done. And today is what's on my desk, which really I keep saying should be let's get these piles done. But that's not where it's going. Still got piles here. Oh, that tea is so good, guys. I can't stop drinking it. Oh, so I haven't been really getting to some of these itty bitty ones that are really driving me crazy here. So I thought I'd pull out some of these itty bitty ones and see what we can do with some of these smaller scraps that I've got sitting here, more or less cardstock, because we've been doing a lot of paper. So maybe like that's a smaller scrap. It should be in this bin here. And I've been thinking I'm not ready to do like what's called a collaboration because first of all, I don't make digitals and things like that. But I'm thinking tomorrow, even though I have journals on the go, I'm thinking maybe we should do a journal and work our way through a journal, putting it together, That's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm still questioning what to do. Who knows? So I'm kind of going through some ideas. So a lot of times we get leftover cardstock, these little pieces like this, right? This is a chunk of the file folder that was left. This is from a cardstock I was using to do my backgrounds in my bags. This is just 2 pieces of, I don't even know, I think they came like that. I bought one of those packages of cardstock scraps. This is a piece again. This is another cardstock. And I get these, this is part of a packaging. So let's use these up. And they can be used in different ways. Like this, because it's thin enough, it could be a bookmark. But I'm just looking to see how straight it is. It's not too bad. I can see where it's a little off. Yesterday, the weekend, I've been working on things for my shop. I have some beautiful packages in my shop now. I know that one lady who purchases from me, Laurel, I think she mentioned to me she doesn't really like to fussy cut. So, I tried to do fussy cut packages. Already cut all up, so it saves you a lot of time. They're ready to use. So I have a few new packages. I'm going to move my garbage can closer. So at present, and I have an ephemeral, little tiny ephemera holder, but I'm going to be changing the style, I think, of it in my shop. I'm still working on it. So I have the ladies, and I have 3 different packages, and all 3 of them have different vintage ladies in. And these can be used, some of the larger ones could be used as journal cards. The rest could be used on clusters, tags, tuck spots, because you could even put that on a corner of a page and do it in a tuck spot. So I have black and white package and then 2 colored packages. So those are in the store. Offhand right now, I can't tell you the price. I was trying to in my brain. I remember this price because I just put it in. This is 50 fussy cut flowers, and it is $10. And my prices now, I'm changing it up in my store. I'm going to start including the shipping right into the price, so it's one flat price. So this, if you're in Canada and US, this is 10. If you're international, it's 12 because postage is more money. Then I have these beautiful frames that I did. I hunted down frames. I put them on. This one is done on a nice minty green, pink, and a blue with 2 different types of vintage paper that I had. So, and this is 130 frames. This is the larger one. So that's that one. Then I have this one, which is a smaller one, and I want to say it's 40 pieces, but I'm not positive on that right offhand. And I did the frames on, this has just got a kind of a printed, a graphic, and it's all in just one side. So there's different frames like that. I didn't do as many because wasn't sure how, I was teetering on if I liked it or not. And then I have 2 packages of these, and they're 2 different types of frames, and they're floral frames. And then there's some that kind of look like a table label where you would write a name for a table setting, and that's mixed in there with those. So, and again, I forget what's in those. So those are in my shop. Then I have these, and I have some more coming. I'm going to print them off today and get the pictures of different ones that I'm doing. And I have, and I can, even in this, I had a lady ask me if she could make me book ones, sunflower ones, aviation. So I have that as well. What of mine that came out very, very nice is, let me just get it because I have a few things piled on it because Jacob has been coloring me beautiful pictures. I told him I needed a picture. We were trying to get him off the TV for a little while, so I called him downstairs to my computer and I told him I needed a picture. He made me a fish that's on my wall, a pink fish with rainbow on it, and he loves rainbows. And so he made me, I printed this vase for him, and I told him I needed a flower vase to go. And he's just learning how to cut out himself. And not too bad for a 7-year-old. So he made that, and then he said that he made this part, he told me to cut off the top part. He said he made a mistake when he was doing that. It says, I love you. He's still learning to spell. He put A instead of O. He puts LVE and forgets the letter. So it's a start. I love you, Tia. And then he did his name, Jacob. So I'm going to put that on my wall above my desk to look at every day. So that, I just had to show off my little one, my best friend, he always calls me. And these are something I'm really proud that turned out really well. It's labels, and I print them on different types of paper. I have right now a lot of floral because I had a lady ask for more shabby chic, and she asked for more vintage. But I also do very graphic. As you can see, there's a good selection. I try to do a good selection of colors. There's blues, purples, of course pinks, some more minty turquoise green. So I have all these beautiful labels, and I sell them in my shop. And they turned out really well. I'm very proud of them. And there's photos of them. I don't have some photos of the newer ones. I'm going to get that up as well. And I know I sell them in groups of 50 and 100. The price offhand, I forget. My memory's always bad. So those are some things in the shop, and I've got some other projects I'm working on for my shop. So here we go. Now, where did I put it? My goodness, it was just in my hand. Oh, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Okay, Christina. So this is just a leftover. I think I used the other half of it to make a tag. This could be like a bookmark. You could turn it into a bookmark, and it's still not the straightest. But I don't sometimes worry about that too much. Sometimes I'll grab my ruler, my pencil, and I'll try to use the lines on here. And I need glasses. And this is a broken ruler, so I need to turn it. So it'll just, one of my kitties is using the litter. Hope it's not a stinky one, because then they're going to stink me out. So I try to put it just along a line, and then I try to take my ruler and line it up. But even that's not working. I don't want to lose that much of it. So let's put it like this. Take that ruler. Try to get the ruler to line up. And we'll try to draw a line. See if that works. Doesn't. Might be the other side too that's not the best. So let's do that on that side too. It's becoming a skinny bookmark. I'll just see if I can't see if I can. If it doesn't, then I'm going to leave it whatever way it is. It is a junk journal. There, I think that's as good as it's getting. I don't want to go too much skinnier. So first thing I want to do is one of them I'm going to cover with paper. I got, oh, look at that. Nice piece of paper. Just with a blank. That's the easy part, right? Then what to do with the front is the next decision. Let's get that on. And I'm going to stand up for a minute, look at my camera. Oh, good. We're a little bit better in focus. So let's just move this up. Maybe if we move the camera up a bit. You get to see more sides than you does this way. But I think that's a good position. But what'll happen is my cat will jump up here, knock it, and I'll have to play with it again. And I really want to do clusters on do a video on clusters. But I find when I get on video and do clusters, I have like a brain block for them for some reason. With clusters, it's hard for me to talk through clusters. I don't know why. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So, and I think I'm just going to, I could do two things. I could just put one solid color on here if you wanted to. Like you could take a scrap page and do one there. You could cover it in a music page, a book page, a digital, in whatever you have. I'm just trying to use up those scraps. And I don't think I want the whole, I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just trying to decide, because this is going to be an awkward, I might just glue this down, except for I'm going to just trim that top off a bit. Even though it's awkward, I'm going to cover in spots and things like that. At this point, I'm just going to glue this whole thing. I think I need to order a glue stick. And then after I finish this, this video, I got to work on some orders. One of my orders got lost in the mail. Actually, out of all the years I've been doing this, only I've lost I think a swap, maybe 2 swaps, maybe at the most. And then this is the first order out of my shop it's ever been lost. I don't put tracking on it. I don't know where you're from, but tracking here is really expensive. For instance, when I was sending a package to New Zealand, I first asked the lady at the post office, what is it just if I send it regular mail? It was going to cost me $11 and change. Then I said, okay, can I just verify what it would cost if I put tracking on it? $51. It jumped $40 just to put tracking on it. For what was in most of my package, it's not $40 worth of prep. I could ship it 4 more times if it was lost. So I don't put tracking. It just, one, I'm not going to pay for. I would have to charge an outrageous price in either postage or in the cost of my product. And I try to keep my product at a good price. So I don't, and yes, I know in some ways I'm going to waste some of that because I'm going to cover it over. But the thing is, I've got so many scraps right now, another little piece of scrap. I just don't need it. I'm sorry. To some that might drive them crazy, but right now I'm at that point where my scraps are driving me crazy. And so sometimes you have to do I've been thinking, well, maybe I should just throw some of them away. I don't know, because they're all driving me. I'm overwhelmed with scraps right now. Let's just put it that way. And they're just everywhere in my, I don't know if I want that. So it's time, because you don't want something driving you too crazy. Then we're going to take that off. Oh, my eyes are sore today. I have days like that where I wake up and my eyes just hurt. I don't know if it's dry eyes, or I keep thinking I need glasses, not just for reading. I'm going to have to go do the test and then see what they cost. And just bite the bullet with that. I like that along the top. I'm just trying to see. I don't think I want music. I think I want another print, but I don't have any real florals in pinkish tone. Oh, I say that, but then I've got these. These are what's left over from those labels. I'm just seeing if I have the color in those. Or do I not use that and go with something like that on it? Nope, it's too dark, I think. See what I mean? Even with scraps, sometimes it doesn't always flow for you. It does happen. It does happen, because I'm trying to only use the scraps on my desk, right? So I just noticed some things fell back behind. So grab them. That was a tag I made from last week. And I don't always decorate my tags, as I've told you before. I'll put that in my tag box like that. And some of those I'm going to, for today's video, everybody who comments on my video today, names will go in a draw. And I'm going to send you some of the things I made from my desk. And maybe I might, if you watch back on my videos, I turn this into a pocket. So I might send you one of those packages, so you can make one of those packages out of my cereal packages. Okay. This is becoming a headache. Maybe we'll just not over... This is my problem. I overthink to the point I drive myself crazy. Boo-boo, you've been fed. There's no more food. No more. And I don't have a blanket to throw down on the floor beside me. Oh, I noticed that this is a little white on the edges, so I'm just going to... In a few minutes, we might do some clusters. I'm trying to make more things online. I find I sometimes don't get as much made as I think I am. No, boo-boo. No, baby. No. No. Let's go. No, there's no food. I'm going to grab a blanket so I'll get her to lay down beside me. Nope, there's no more food. It's all done. Your belly's full. Here we go. Come lay over here. Come on, lay down. It's like a dog. But if you put a blanket or a bag on the thing, now she's laying there. So that might have calmed her a little bit. Now, most people would keep that. I'm not, guys. Like I said, I'm overwhelmed with scraps. And so I'm just saying no right now. Just trying to say no. Oh, I put my scissors right in the ink. Right in the ink. There we go. And I had another little piece here that I was going to use, but is that still going to work there? It will. And we're going to throw that on the top. A nice simple, can be a tall tag. You could cut, and I want that whole thing on there. There we go. And we're not going to even miss much of that scrap. There we go. And I'm going to leave it like that. Now, the next trick for me will be, and I realized I didn't cover that well enough at the bottom, so I'm just going to... It's not the straightest now that I've put on the paper, but I don't know if it's because this paper's crooked. It's making me feel like the whole thing's crooked. And I'm going to count this piece done because I'll decide later if how I'm going to use it depending on what it's going to go in. But I can do several things. I can put a tab to the top, but I most likely will turn it into a bookmark or just a long journal card. I just have to find a long image on that. But I could do more to that, for instance. And the thing is, what I'm storing my labels in right now, I don't like. And then I don't know how to store them better. But for now, this works. I want to put one of these on somewhere. I'm thinking maybe something in the blue line. But that will throw that pink totally off. Maybe something more like that. Just thinking of adding a little more something to it. But I think the round does not work. Let's go into the squares. Well, let's go in here, see what we find. And I think also the light here is shining, and it's one of those days where it's a glare. It's cloudy, but the sun is kind of coming through the clouds, and it's quite a glare. And I've always been sensitive to that. I almost feel like I need to be wearing sunglasses right now. Nothing there is jumping out in that pile. Anything in that pile. think this is too blue. I need a light, almost a baby blue. I know what I'm looking for. It's just a matter of finding it. Let me put that on before I drop that whole thing. Oh, maybe this. Just to bring a bit more pink in. Do I want to go across or this way with it? Or do I want to take it and have... Nope, let's do this. It doesn't really need to just put it on because some of it's going to probably end up covered when I put my image. Just wanted to add a little more to the collage with the label and draw some of the pink from there down to where the blue is. There we go. There we go. We're going to put that up there to go in the box. Okay, I don't know why I'm closing that. I'm sure we'll use it again. Okay, now let's move on to the next thing. Now, when I have small purple ones like this, I find these are great base for a cluster. Especially my fabric and just clicking that shut. Put it behind me. Oh, crap. That's what happens when you don't put things in the right place, Christina. Okay. We're going to pull up my lace and material box. My cat's like, what's that? She's literally a dog. I put a blanket down and she automatically went and settled in it. Now this one is too narrow. Maybe this piece to start it. No, I don't want to waste that. Nice, pretty. It's not wasting, but because it's more of a base style, maybe I'll put material down first. Lots of threads hanging. And I need to buy a pair of scissors just for when I do material, and I don't want it. Now I made it too small. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm going to leave those two pieces out. And I don't mind the frayed edge because I like it, the look of it. And sometimes I keep all these threads because I'll put them, like glue them on underneath an image or something. But I don't do it often enough. We'll leave those out because we might use those up. Oh, Pika, no, baby, over this way. Here, up in the window, or there. There you go. Because the box is where she'd sit while I work. Oh, we have lots of birds in the backyard, so she's happy cat. So if she can get to the window, she's the most happiest. I'm telling you, it's just like scraps in here, just kind of thrown. I don't know why I have, oh, because it's kind of like a fabric-y. So what? I didn't get rid of these because I thought, well, since they're sitting there, I'll create with them. And this is what sometimes where these small cardboards come in, because I find when I do just like material and lace clusters, I like to put a little something. I'm just seeing if I have a tiny, yeah, I do. I find putting a base behind them works really well because one, it gives me something to glue it on with. Two, it makes it a little bit more like, because I store them like that. So I'm just putting that along like that for now. I'm doing the one I wanted to do is sitting there. But I figured since I pulled those scraps out, let's throw them together. There. See, like, it's so easy to do little, just throw those back in there. Just trying to find the right scrap right now for that purpley one. I thought I had some purple material in here. I do. I have some material. That's pink. Hey, where are you going? Oh, there's some purple I can put in the background. Falling out of my chair again. You wonder what I was doing there. I cut this one in half. So, and all else fails, if I find that this is a little too big, I'm just going to trim a bit off. Because I don't really want it showing, really, is what I don't want for that. So, let's go here. I wished I knew. I need to buy a second timer so I don't just keep trying to remember the one from the kitchen all the time. Throw that on there. This is still a little too big for me. It's just too much material. It's okay. We're going to get 2 different size clusters. And I'm just going to, I keep changing the size of this. Okay, just leave it. Just go with it, Christina. Stop being a fussy pants. This is still, that looks. This one is just, it's tangled. And it got all tangled up and I just threw it in the box because I was frustrated with it. So I just threw it in the box. That's to go on that. And like this, you can have a few of them going at one time. And as you're pulling out your scraps, you just kind of add to it. And just, ooh, come on. These scissors are my paper scissors and glue scissors. That might be perfect on that. But I have a little piece of it I can probably take from it. That one's going to be a real scrappy one. And I might leave that just like that. I might. As I said, the word might be might. Oh, there. Nope, that's just too much for that. Just throw that on there. And that still leaves another chunk of that. But we could pull that back out. could do that. Trying to see what I'll have in here. I don't have a good range right now. See what I mean? I go very quiet when I'm making clusters. This was gifted to me and I just slowly use it because I love it so much. But that's going to take up all of that fabric and lace unless I just use it. I don't really want a cream on top of that, but that's where maybe if I had a nice purple lace, which I know I do somewhere. I think it's in this lace box. I really have to I had my lace almost cleaned up and then I messed it all up. Yep, I did. Sometimes when I'm working on a project, I get it all messy. But I was just using purple lace, but I don't know where I put all my purple lace. I have that one, but it's too narrow. Where did I put all my purple lace? I don't think I used it all. I know I'm getting low on purple. I know that much. I know that with the purple, when I did the purple journal, I got a little low on it. But then sometimes I don't always put things away properly. Yeah, I seem to only have this one, and I know I have a wider one somewhere. See, I'm not liking that ruffle on there. Not liking that ruffle on it for a reason, so we're going back to that, and we're just going to grab this purple lace. I love making these. They can be a challenge for me at times. Let's finish this one up. So I'm going to do that. There we go. And I just staple mine. And then I can do whatever I want to it. And then I can glue it. That's why I do the base. And it also makes it. So that one is completed. Now we're back to this one. Well, where did I put the pin for this? Sometimes I'm a good girl and I put it away properly. But sometimes I don't. So let me take a... Let's clip this one because I didn't think I was going to add any more lace to that. Maybe this small piece. No, I kind of like it the way it is, but I might do this. Just put that to the bottom like that. There we go. That's what we're going to do. That one is done. And yes, I do just keep these like this, and depending on how I'll use it in the journal. A lot of times I use my handmade buttons and I put a handmade button on it. Sometimes I turn it into a tab, so I'll put a tab here, like a tab, and put it at the top of the page. So it just all depends on how I'm using it. So a lot of times I just have these ready to go. Back to this purple one. I need a big chunk of purple lace, and I know I have one. I'm going to just stand up and check where it shouldn't be, but it might be. Yep, it's where it shouldn't be, and it might. There, that's what I was looking for. And I didn't think I had used it all. And I don't know what I did with the pin for it, so we'll just tuck it in like this. And we'll put those away. Then I'm going to take two pieces of this, like that, and like that. And that's how I'm leaving that one. There we go. And I'm stapling it. And I'll show you what I mean, because I brought them over. These ones, so I will take one of my buttons and I'll sew it on. And this one's a little small. I don't have really big, of course, big buttons. You could use real buttons, but basically I'll sew the button, and then I'll bring up the string this way and I'll tie it in a bow, and then I'll have the string hanging just to add another, and I'll do that, and I'll put it on the top of a page, and that's how I would do it. And I do sell these buttons in my shop as well. I just happen to have those ones sitting there. So there's another cluster we did. I should look at the time, see if I can tell how long we've been on. Looks like it's been 42 minutes. That's not too bad, but it feels like it should have been longer than that. And I didn't, normally I look at the time, and I didn't. But I'm just turning my computer back on. It's 11:21. I think it might have been. So there we go. We got that done. Let's jump into this one since we took some scraps. So in this case, what I can do with this is, because I'm going to want a base for these. A lot of times I do, when I have those type of things, I do turn them into bases for my fabric clusters. It just makes it, and like I don't have to, like I can, do I want to put a little pink on that? No. Nope, nope, nope. Let's see what we got in here that we can put there. Oh, I know. I love this fabric. This lace, I should say. I get this from our Dollarama here, and I love it. So, and like, you don't have to have it all like centered, and you can play around with how you want it on the paper there, on when making the cluster. I'm telling you, she went right to sleep on the blanket, right beside me, like a dog would. There we go, and we'll clip that kind of like that. Now that I went with all creams, I'm not feeling that anymore. So we'll just go back in, but I'm feeling what's happening here. Except for that jumped out of its place. Still, come on. Ooh, it's sticking to it and I can't get it to move. There, I'm just going to leave that. wished I had a little tiny. If I wanted to, and you didn't want it all beige, we could take and add a touch of pink in there. Sometimes I'll even take, like this has got a tip, and I'll just take it up, fold it this way, fold it like this. No, don't like it sometimes. Oh, come on. I don't know if it's my fingers. Let's see. My fingers seem to be having a hard time clasping this. Well, I'm not going to waste that pink. Now let's get that back. I'm going to stick it here. I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to add that little piece in. I'm not going to, and I'm going to add that like that. And I'm going to staple. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm going to staple it. There we go. There's that one done. Then we're working on this one. Got these two to go. Well, it looks like we did fabric clusters today. I'm almost thinking that that doesn't even need anything more, because I love that lace. Oh, now Pika's bringing her toy to me. What you got, Pika? Okay, and that's the same with this. I think what I'll do is, I don't mind that burlap. Sometimes I take that ribbon off that burlap because you don't really see it, but I'm just going to leave it there. And I think I want a chunky piece. Maybe this piece would look good there. This is all I have left of this, and I love this. And yes, I'm going to create more. I love making these. I really do. Now I cut that too small. The problem with the burlap, it catches on everything. So when you're trying to move it about, it gives you a little bit of a hard time. There. I'm going to leave it exactly like that. Now we have these two pieces we got to use up. And you can just take a paper scrap if you have it as well. It'll work as well. This is a little longer than I want, but I do have this small piece, and I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm going to end up using it. Oh, this would be perfect on that. That's going to go on here, but I'll probably put something under the bottom of it first. This one I use so much in clusters. A lot of times it's my bottom base part, and then I just layer it on top of it nicely. And let's find a nice, oh, I know. Is that too purple? Is that the purple or the pink? That's the pink. It's nice to have different types of textures in them too. So we'll throw that like that. It's a little long, but that's fine because we're going to use that little piece on here. We're going to go this way with it. Sometimes you just, as you're layering, you might change it up a bit. Play with your layers till you like how it's coming together. And that's really Somebody sent me beautiful. I I love this crinkle. It's red and green. I want to save that for my Christmas. Shouldn't even put it in there. I should put it in my Christmas box. And don't be afraid. Sometimes you can, I like adding a nice ruffle one to it. Now that's going to overpower what I did there. But even a nice ruffle sometimes gives it a neat look to it. I have done that. I've also taken where this one I just stretched out the ruffle like that, and then I added in. Now this is too small, but on a larger one I'll do that sometimes. But I really want pink. Oh, I know. I got a wonderful pink ribbon. Just seeing if I have something. Oh, but do I want to save that for... I think that'd be better there. This will be beautiful on my... And that's all I'm going to put on that one. It's going to be nice and simple. And I'll put a tiny little button on that one. You don't have to see what else I have in here. Okay. It was it's in my Junk Journal Journey group that I belong to. They have Wednesday wishes. Or no, that was Freebie Friday, I think. Just seeing if I have something in one of my... It's funny that I'm telling you I'm low on pink lace because I'm really... Because I do so many pink journals. I have this super wide one, but it's too wide. Oh, here. That's peachy. This is more pinky. When I go home to Guelph at the end of May, this might be too peachy. I think it'll be just fine. Again, like I said, I have to stop overthinking it. Hi, Pika. This is their norm. They're not used to me really being there. I'm going to leave that exactly like that. There we go. Oop. I'm just going to try one thing. I might take that beautiful... Put that on, and then we're going to do that, and then we'll do that. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it, like that. And scissors, and done. So that's what sometimes a lot of those little papers, and it's a glue. It's not as sturdy as the cardstock, but it will work without a problem. Now I have another little narrow piece. Let's do that one up. Where did that piece I want to use go? There's that little piece we can put on there. Whoop. Look at that. No. So a lot of these, I just take them and turn them into bases. And I'm not afraid to trim it and call that quits for that one. Sorry, my cat distracted me. She was scratching the window, and I wondered if there was another cat sitting at... Oh, this was what I was looking for. It's these two I buy. When I went in there, they didn't have any left, so I have to go to a different dollar store. The one dollar store I go to is always low. It's a very popular dollar. We call it Dollarama here in Canada. And it's very popular. Because, well, especially here in Quebec, because Dollar Tree doesn't exist here in Quebec. And you notice I have a habit of using a lot of pinks and neutrals. I just happened to go in and there was that little piece. So I'm going to use that little piece I cut. Oh. So let's put that there. Andre's back from his dentist appointment. He just came through the door. He left at 10. Hopefully this didn't shut off. That's what my biggest worry right now. Let me just check the time. Oh, we have 4 minutes. But we used a few papers up. So let's see if we can take that one more piece. That interesting. Isn't that interesting? I don't even know where that came from. Well, that's kind of interesting. That is kind of interesting, and I think we're gonna put that there because I kind of like that. Staple it. There we go. I think we will put that there. And I have a couple of those because I like that one. And I'll use that rest of that on another day on another one. Well, maybe we'll use it here. But what I think I still want to put this one. I'm gonna. Do I want to put another little piece on this? I don't think so. I think I'm going to call this. These are nice even at the top. Like, I use them, some of these little ones, like a tab on the top. And I'll put a little punched out heart on there. I don't think I have one sitting here. It's behind me. Let me show you. So I'll just grab one of just a heart, and I'll stick it to the top, and it'll become the tab. So these little ones, and what I'm doing, because I like that so much, and I forgot to, I lost the lid to this. It went flying somewhere. I'm trying to unclog it. Just in case this shuts off, thank you for joining me today. And I like that, and that'll end up on the top of that.